Hello, Los Ranchos School. Today the lesson is on weather. And what is the weather? Well, of course, you can look outside and see that it rained last night. You can see the clouds in the sky. The rain clouds mean that moisture is collecting up in the clouds and then they come back down again. And how do they do that? Through a low pressure system. So watch the news, watch what the weather reports are. They're on your phone too, weather app every day. And check out and see what the weather pattern is. What is the weather for today, for example? Come up close and you'll see that on the computer or on your phone, you can go day by day. You can get a whole 10-day forecast, all right? And then this is what they show. They show the date. So this is Friday, February 12th, 2021. The low overnight was 47 degrees. And it's only going to get up to 59 degrees. So it's a cool day. It's mostly sunny. The rain percentage today is 7%, but last night it was like 98%. Today there is some wind coming from the northwest at 14 miles per hour. So just keep watching the weather. Remember the last week of January we had a big storm. All right, so here's a ruler. The ruler has 12 inches. If you were watching the weather report, you knew that 12 inches of rain fell and it covered the whole entire ground. So this much rain, 12 inches, came in just 48 hours. Then, if you also watched the news back east, what happened? This storm that we had moved its way across the continent to the east coast, and then they had snow. It's that cold. And they had 2 feet, some places more, of snow. Okay, so imagine walking around in that much snow. So what I am going to recommend is that you guys can make a rain gauge. You can put this outside and measure how much rain is falling. Last night we only had 1/4 of an inch. So those of you who are familiar with the rulers, inch by inch, you got an inch, you got 1/2 of an inch, you got 1/4 of an inch. So we took, what you got to do is you just take a water bottle and you cut the top off and you invert it so it becomes like a funnel. And then you measure with your ruler. But what you got to do first is you got to put some rocks in it and some water in it to make a zero. Like, where are you going to start from? Because there's all these little ridges in a water bottle. So I tried to go to this very first ridge, and I used a piece of duct tape. And then with the ruler, you're measuring from the bottom 1, 2, 3 inches. All right, so last night was just 1/4 of an inch. And then you can start predicting and seeing how many more inches are going to be coming based on the percentage of precipitation, which is another name for rain. And that's what weather is the atmospheric conditions that we are under. And this is a scientist named a meteorologist, somebody who studies weather. So maybe you too can be a meteorologist, because you're going to know what the weather report is every day, right? And there are some other questions that you want to consider, such as what patterns can you observe? All right, so yeah, you can observe the rainfall. You can observe if it's sunny or cloudy. You can observe the wind, how much wind and what direction it's coming from. And scientists have instruments that measure each one of these. They even have them computerized now. And yes, you have to be a lot more accurate than this. This is just a home version. They have ones that are digital now and connect to weather stations that are connected to computers. And then this is where we get all the weather data from. For example, look at this. Rainfall in California in February 2021. These are all these different locations. Rocky Butte is up by Cambria. They had almost 15 inches. Cambria, we had almost 12. All right, let's see, San Luis Obispo had 5.6. and Cal Poly had 9.94. All right, so each one of these is a weather station that documents how much rainfall is falling there. And how is that going to affect your garden? It's going to affect your garden with how much water should you have. Should you water every day? Should you water every other day? Should you only water once a week? When you have the rains, of course, you don't need the water. So right now we're tinkering with our system to see if we can turn it off during the rainfall. All right, so those are some of the ways that you can be an earth genius, some of the ways that you can study weather patterns and be smart and stay healthy and happy. See ya. Bye.